Hello friends, my name is Kisan and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video tutorial we are going to look into lambda expressions, especially for the collection. We know that in collection framework, when you have a list or set, you can iterate list and set using either iterator or using enhanced for loop. But in this video tutorial I am going to show you how to make use of for each loop, which is the one of the new added method in the Java 8. So let's go ahead and create a Java project, and here I'm going to give the name as iterate collection using for each. Click on the next and finally click on the finish button. Now this project is created. Let's create a class in package com.infotech.model, and class name I'm going to specify student, and this is just a model class with few fields like private, int or private string, name, private int age. So for simplicity, just I'm adding two properties. You can add n number of properties. Now let's create a constructor, constructor using these fields. Now I'm going to add a toString method so that we can print the state of object in nice format. So tools gives you flexibility to generate a toString method. So generate toString is there, and now and we can also add getters for these two properties. So go to the source, and here you have option generate getters and setters. Then you need to click on the option like select getters. So this will generate only getter method for these two properties. Okay, so this is very simple model class with two properties, name and age. Now let's create a client program. So client class in package com.infotech.client, and client class is called client test with main method. Here I'm going to create a list of a student. I would say student list. I'm going to initialize with array list. Press Ctrl Shift O for organize import. Now add some student object in this list, and we have a constructor in a student, so that we can make use of those constructor to add object. So first object I'm going to add shown, and age I'm going to specify 45. Let's add some more objects, student objects in this list. Now I'm going to add Andrew, and age is 40. Then we have a Martin, with age 42. Now we have added three objects in a student list. You can add as many as you want to add, but I'm going to freeze for three objects. And now my intention is to iterate this loop. So what the traditional way to iterate this loop, this list? So you may use enhanced for loop, or you may use iterator as well, but here I'm going to show you how to iterate a student list using using for each loop, which is the Java 8 feature. Now if you do a student list dot and you look into the for each loop, right? So this for each telling you to supply the object of consumer, right? So let me show you. Consumer is an interface, then there is a functional interface. If you press Ctrl Shift O, Ctrl Shift T and search for the consumer, then that belongs from the java.util.function package, and here is the consumer, and you look into the consumer is a functional interface which takes generic argument, and this interface has only one abstract method that is called accept, right? And this object this interface has a one default method as well. So we can make use of this consumer functional interface, and we can iterate this loop. Now I'm going to create something is called, so in past we have discussed about the functional interface, right? So this functional interface which is consumer is having only one method, right? So this we can write lambda for this functional interface, right? So before writing lambda for this interface, I would like to write a expanded version of it. So I'm going to write another class in the same client test file, and I would say my consumer, and finally I will simplify it, my consumer, and this guy is going to implement consumer interface consumer, and here I'm going to pass a student. Now this interface has a one abstract method, so you need to implement it, right? And let's say this is a student, and this is a student. I'm gonna print over here, right? So that's so simple. Now here we can pass object of my consumer, right? And if I iterate it, then successfully we get the result, right? Now here, as we know that this interface is a functional interface, so there is possibility to write lambda expression for this. So the extra class over here what we have written, that is not required at all. So I'm going to remove it just for demo purpose. I wanted to show you can explicitly create a separate class for consumer interface, and object of this consumer interface, custom object of custom class, you can pass it over here and you can iterate it. But this is already a functional interface, so you don't need to write a separate class for it. So I'm going to delete it, and here I'm going to write a lambda expression for this. So I'm going to write s, right? So s is nothing but the object of consumer, and here I'm going to specify lambda sign and system dot out dot println, and here you will have to pass this s, and that's the lambda expression. And if I run it, then I get the same output. Now hold on, this is still not simplified version of lambda. Here also you don't need to specify this lambda sign as well, and remove it, this s as well, and here we can you can specify double colon, and this is also one of the good feature have been added in JDK 1.8, and this is called the method reference. So what are the return type of out, that is a print stream, right? And this println method belongs to the print stream. So print stream is a static method, right? If you go to the its implementation that is available in the print stream, it's a it's not a static method, but it's a instance method. So using method reference, you can refer either static or instance method. So this is the way to refer any static or instance method. So this is the one of the simplified, and this is nothing but the object of consumer itself. So that's why compiler is not showing any error. If I run it, then we'll get the output. So let's save it, and we get the output on the console. So this is the way to iterate, I mean collection like list or set. Here you can assume we will have a set, then it will iterate in the same fashion, and you can look at the amount of code. We have written very less amount of the code, but if you use iterator or enhanced for loop, then definitely you are going to write more amount of code. And performance wise, this is also faster. Why it is faster, that we will discuss in the next series of video tutorial. So thanks for watching this video, and see you in next video tutorial.